I got interrupted before, so I don't even remember if I'm gonna put that clip in or we're starting a new one. What's up, YouTube? Jess here. What a day! What a day! What a day! What a day! It's been, I don't know, it's been like a little bit of up and down weeks for me lately. Because financially I'm just struggling a bit, but I mean, I don't know, like, is it like stupid to talk about this, or like it's a little like not embarrassing, but it's like in my head, supposedly, según, no one else struggles, you know, financially. Like, I'm like, you know, I'm just like an irresponsible person, and that's why I like struggle financially. And like, you know, and when I say irresponsible, it's not like, oh, she doesn't do anything, or like she just wastes all her money. Like, not even. Like, I guess I just don't know how to manage it like yet correctly, and I am working on that, you know. It's like a process. It's not just like from one day to another, like click, you know. And I mean, another thing that adds on to that is that I am a small business owner. I'm trying to run my own business. I'm trying to run another business that actually brings success and has success, and it's my brother's business. Well, we're like in partnership with, and yeah, and I'm trying to do my own thing, you know. And so it's just a lot to handle, and it's a lot because my brain is just like constantly like, you know, coming up with ideas and like trying to execute and do my research and also work and like still make ends meet and like all that. And it's just like, oh my gosh, like, geez, it's a lot to handle sometimes. Like, and especially when you like see the money coming in and like see it going out immediately, like bills, this, and it's just like, like, where are the fruits of my labor type of deal. They're all going to bills. So I don't know, guys. It's a little, it's life, I guess. I don't know. Does anyone else like feel this way, or is it just me? Like, sometimes I feel like it's just me. Like, I guess because other people make their lives seem so like, you know, oh my god, we got our shit together, like on social media. Like, people buying houses left and right and doing all these like things, and I'm just like trying to, you know, live life day by day. And then it's just like I woke up and like this one payment of a bill that was pretty big went through, that was not supposed to go through this week. It was supposed to go through next week, and it just really struck me the wrong way. It just struck me the wrong way, and it just like bothered me, and like I wasn't counting on that, and now I'm like, you know, really making ends meet, and it's just like, why, right? And then super stressed out. I cried this morning and everything while I was going to my physical therapy, and then I like put myself together, because the only thing that gets me through these moments, and this is me genuinely saying this, is God. That's only way that I can get through these moments, because if it wasn't for God, you bet your ass I would not be getting through this. A few years ago, I went into like a really, really deep depression because I was suffering like I was going through really hard times financially, trying to make ends meet. Like, it was hard for me back then. Now it's a little bit easier, so I look back and I'm like, all right, it's not as bad, but it's still just like, you know, I want to have like full-on financial freedom one day, and I know I will, and I declare that very firmly that I will. But right now, you know, it's a process, it's a journey, and especially being a small business and all that, like, I have to put in a lot of effort for people to even know that I exist, and I do what I do, you know. So it's like a never-ending working. Like, it's funny because I'm like, yeah, I don't have a 9 to 5, but it doesn't mean that I'm not working. Like, trust me, I constantly am, and creating content and putting stuff out there and promoting and this and that, and like trying to come up with ideas for social media and this and a better way to handle things. Like, it's just like a lot, especially because it's not just one business. It's technically like two, and me trying to start something else is like 2.5, like almost 3 one day. And it's a lot, and people don't obviously get that, because I'm not like 9 to 5 sitting behind a desk and like going into an actual job. I do that a few days a week, not all the time, but it doesn't mean that on the other days I'm not doing work. Like today, I am not at our shop, but it didn't mean that I didn't have work to do. I'm at my house doing orders that I have to go ship out that I just dropped off at the post office. So, see, it's like, you know, but what the stress that I encountered this morning and the cry and all that, and I, you know, got myself together, and I was bummed out, but then I got myself together and I was like, you know what, at the end of the day, Jesse, for God nothing is impossible. For me, a million things look impossible. For God, it's not. And then, I don't know how you say this in English, but this is how I say it in Spanish. Dios nunca me desampara. And I'm hoping that there's bilingual people out here, because I don't know how to say that in English. But Dios nunca me desampara. Y Dios siempre está aquí para mí. You know, at the end of the day, He's always here for me, no matter what. God has my back. And if you really wanted to get into other terms, like, God is my homie, you know? But, like, honestly, like, God really, really does have my back. And I truly, truly feel that way. Truly. And so, that's the only thing that really keeps me going. And I know that this is just like a moment, a blimp, a glimpse, no sé how to call it. But this is like a moment in my life that I'm going through that eventually I will not go through anymore, you know? And I will be able to just look back on this one moment. And I know that for a fact. I don't know why I'm getting into my driveway this way. I'm struggling to get into my driveway. This car doesn't have a backup cam, and it kind of throws me off sometimes, but it's okay. But my point is that this is just a moment. This is just a journey I have to be on for now. And at the end of the day, this is absolutely nothing compared to what I've gone through before. And this is nothing compared to what other people go through, genuinely. And this is nothing because it's not worth stressing over. Life is so short. A few minutes ago, I saw an article that a former Red Sox player, Julio Lugo, just passed away. He was on our team around like the 2007 years and stuff, and he like was there for, I think, no, he was like around 2007. Yeah, he was around that time. And he was only 45 years old, and he passed away of a heart attack this morning. 45. This man got out of the gym, so that means he worked out. And he was most likely fit, because when you're an athlete, I feel like you still maybe are fit after that world, because you're so used to it, you know, working out daily. He got out of the gym and started to feel nauseous, I think, and he passed away of a heart attack, a sudden heart attack. And that just kind of threw me for a loop. And it just, again, it's like those reminders of like, hey, life is so short. So short. And I was listening to another podcast. I forget what they're called, but it's like Manny MUA is on it. I think that's his name. Manny and Laura. And I see it on YouTube. And they were talking about their friend who passed away. I think her name was Sam. I don't know how old she was. They didn't really get into much details, because obviously it was really hard for them to even talk about. And Laura Jess spoke about how one of, like, you know, her recent last text messages with her, not the last one, but one of the recent, was like how Sam was telling her that life is so short and you kind of have to go for things, and it's so true. And so now I look back to this morning and my stress of money, that in reality isn't my money, it's God's money, because that's how I feel about it. It's all just nonsense and not even worthy of my emotions and time. And so yeah, I just wanted to share that, because life is just legitimately too short for us to sit here and stress and cry. And what if I'm not here tomorrow for all these bills to get paid and all that, you know? Like, what did I do? Just stress and cry today and not take advantage of this beautiful day that I was given? So, I don't know. It's like some things to keep in mind. So, yeah, I guess I wanted to come back with that. We've been meaning to come back with Ethan vlogging, but we are podcasting. We just started to podcast again, so go check out our podcast. It's called the Ethan and Jess Show. We are on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify. You can listen to us on Anchor, because that's who like broadcasts or hosts us. And yeah, so there's some movement going on over there, and we will be throwing out a new episode. I think we are kind of getting down to the point of potentially deciding on just doing one day a week, and I think it'll be Fridays, and so that should be fun. But yeah, so go check out our podcast. And I don't know what, I've always wanted to be on YouTube. This has always for probably since like 2013 has been, so it's almost gonna be 10 years, has been a thing of mine. I've always wanted to try this whole YouTube thing, and I've always been very nervous and self-conscious about it, and I'm like, oh, who's even gonna watch these? And I thank you to anyone who ever has watched any of my videos and is watching this one. But I want to do this. I've been wanting to do this, and I should do it. I just slack on the motivation and discipline, but I don't want to slack anymore, because it's true. Life is too damn short, and I'm missing out on something that I've wanted to do for a good chunk of my life now. So I'm gonna try and see if I can do this non-edited, because I don't really feel like editing it. I think that's what bothers me the most. So I'm just gonna try and post these just how they are. So you're getting them how they are. This is me coming home from the post office, dropping off orders, and I don't know. This is how I look today too. Yeah, like I know it's pretty bad, but whatever, let me be. So I'm gonna try to do this. I just moved the phone, but I'm gonna try to do this. I'm not even gonna promise how many times or whatever, but we'll see. We'll see what happens and go from there. And just don't sweat the small stuff in life. Try to, and this is me telling this to myself, try to live life. Like, enjoy it. Enjoy the present moment. And I wasn't supposed to shut off the car because I need to move it in the garage. So yeah, yay me. All right, goodbye YouTube.